In part 2, we ended off at the back of the Walcott Inlet. In this part, we'll be venturing through the powerful horizontal falls. We catch fish with tinfoil lures, and we cook freshly caught fish in a magical blue hole. This is Back to the Buccaneer, part 3. So, the Walcott, done and dusted. We're heading out the Yule entrance now. We didn't get any barramundi, but we did some really good exploring. Definitely going to come back again, maybe for a longer period, and really try and figure out the barramundi in there. But for now, we're heading up to get some fuel. So we were running really low on fuel after leaving the Walcott Inlet. We want to go to Horizontal Falls in Talbot Bay, but we only had enough to make it to Dogleg Creek where we could fuel up and get some more. So we're going to get about 300 litres to help us throughout the rest of our time along the Buccaneer archipelago. Let's get some fuel. We filled up now 400 litres at $4 a litre, or $1,600 at Dogleg Fuel Barge. Really easy going, pull up there, fuel up. They got petrol, they've got diesel as well if you're coming up here with big diesel inboards. They've also got ice creams, which we got 3 of, which went down a treat. We're gonna head to Horizontal Falls now. Can't wait. So after about an hour cruise, we're finally here at the back of Talbot Bay, about to go through Horizontal Waterfalls. We're going to meet up with a couple of tour guides at Horizontal Waterfalls Adventures and say g'day and ask them a few questions about what it's like being a tour guide up here, why they love it so much, and we're going to explore what Malcolm said was one of the most spectacular places on Earth. Malcolm named the Horizontal Waterfall simply because it's a horizontal waterfall, straight to the point. Now, he was a bit torn about filming it and broadcasting it out to the world, but he thought if he wasn't going to do it, someone else was going to do it, and he was the first person to film and really send it out to the wild world for everyone to see. He knew it had turned into a big tourism destination, and that's what it is now. Next up, we hopped on a boat with a bit more horsepower than ours, and Caleb and his colleague took us through the falls for an exhilarating ride, which anyone coming to the northwest can experience on these purpose-built boats.
Folks, this is everyone's first time here. Yeah, fantastic. I guarantee you, No one has ever seen anything like that before, folks. The fact that this is a pinch point rapid caused by the tide makes this area one of the most unusual natural phenomenons in the world, according to David Attenborough. Folks, does anybody know who named this area the Horizontal Falls? Any guesses? No? Have you heard of Russell Coight? It wasn't him. Malcolm Douglas, folks. A few people heard of Malcolm Douglas? Yeah, you might have visited the Crocodile Park in Broome. Yep. If you're not sure who Malcolm was, he made about 60 individual documentaries and showcasing wild and untouched areas that people couldn't really gain access to, certainly not back then. And he came out here in 1976 filming a documentary named Follow the Sun. He was out here with the traditional owners, the Demi-Mungari people, who were showing him, I guess, all about their culture and their land. They were out making mangrove-built rafts, spearing dugongs, catching turtles, catching mud crabs, spearing barramundi, exploring beautiful rock art sites, some really sacred sites. And he came out here, and the area was known as the tidal gorges of Talbot Bay back then, or also known as the Gaps. It was a bit of a secret spot. And he had permission with the Demi-Mungari people to film this area. It's really iconic. You got to watch it. You can watch it for free on YouTube. Follow the Sun. He's out here, no life jacket, rocking a pair of short shorts like you've never seen before. No shirt, of course. And his dog Bundy balancing on the front of the tinny and charging through these two gaps and documents the area. At the end of that documentary, he's sort of summing up his time out on country and how blessed he felt to be out here with the Demi-Mungari people and to sort of document this place for the first time. And he refers to this place as the Horizontal Falls, which is the very earliest documentation of it being given that name, which is really, really impressive.
The narrow gap here is where the serpent that form the rivers and creeks throughout this area rests, and Robin runs us through this fascinating story.
Now what happened was when the got the snake, once it came through here, they bust through this hill, went through there, and when she went to the narrow gap, she decided to rest. That's why, like, we didn't want anybody going through there. Like now, I mean, we've been fighting for our native title since 1985, but we got it in 2011.
Well, the plane's just landing here. They often carry about 20 guests on them. Sometimes I have about 200 tourists coming through here a day. A great tourism operation. It was really fun to go on the boat there and see how the falls were. Now we're going to go through it ourselves. Can't wait to send this boat through there. It's been a long time since it has. Oh, it's going to be good. There it is, the dead low tide, which will make for a pleasant passage, but I'll have to come back when there's more movement and see how the trailcraft handles itself. Horizontal Falls completed at night. What a magical spot this is to go through on the Horizontal Falls adventure boat, and now, you know, the boat, Malcolm's old boat itself. It's good to be up here, that's for sure. All right, we're gonna try and catch some little queenfish. What I've got is a jig head and some alfoil. We're gonna wrap it around and see what sort of lure we can make. Take a little bit off there. And what we'll do is we'll wrap this around here like that. Wrap that around. Go to puffy a bit more there. We'll get that wrapped around there. Another bit off. Look at that. Let's see if that'll work. Let's give it a shot. So Malcolm used to make stuff like this all the time, little homemade sort of on-the-go lures. All right. Put in reverse, slowly in reverse. On! Another little flag on the handmade lure. Obviously this foil here only looks like a little bait fish, so that's why we're catching a few smaller ones, but it's great to be able to chuck a bit of alfoil on a jig head and catch a couple little fish. Oh, that's a little bit better. Still not massive though. What have we got here? Queenie.
Pull her up, Ross.
Little Queenie. On the handmade. Chill out, mate. You know what? He'd be a good size to try that ceviche with. I reckon we might keep this one to try some ceviche, which is we use lime juice and it cooks the fish with the acid from the lime. And I've had it with Queenie before and it's actually all right. Queenie, trevally, sort of the fish that you won't keep to cook usually, sort of the fish you'd probably throw back, are actually quite good with that method. Queenie didn't make it to the fry pan, it made it into the angle because Ado came along and invited us onto his boat for a couple quiet ones. We had a great night and woke up to some of the most breathtaking scenery you could ask for. You'll often find these tawny nurse sharks around anchorages throughout the Kimberley. They're a nocturnal predator, so during the day, they just want to find a way to get out of the current and rest, and sitting behind a boat is a great way for them to do so. Wow, what a great time we've had in Talbot Bay here. Horizontal Falls was something absolutely spectacular. Thank you so much to Callum at Horizontal Falls Adventures for letting us hop on the boat for a great experience. And it was so special bringing Grandpa's boat back through there once again as well. We stayed on Kimberley Getaway with Ado and Leanie. It was a great night. We had a good time. If you ever up and need a fishing charter, those are the guys to call. We're going to head out and meet up with coffee break guys now. So we've got about an hour and a half steam till we get to their anchorage. Let's get going. Well away from them on the left.
Yeah, just there, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, not a big fish. Oh, that size flag. That might be dinner. There we go. There's a Spanish flag. What a beautiful fish. He's got some good colours on him. We're going to measure him up and make sure he's size, but it could be a nice little dinner for us tonight. There we are. Yalco Trembler in the blue hole. Spanish flag. Could be on the menu. Is it police? Geez, that was a good fun little session in this blue hole. Got a Spanish flag for dinner, a couple coral trout as well. We're going to cook this flag up, not sure how, but we'll figure it out. Living out on the reef here, that flesh is unreal. Look at that flesh in there, so white. Super easy to fill it after it's been on ice for a bit as well. There we go. Nice and white flesh. Beautiful. Look at that. That's just frame there. Decent fillet. A little bit around the guts I left out, but pretty good. There we go. Skin can go in. Bit of burley. Oh, that's beautiful. We're going to get the fish on. Bit of Keen's curry powder. Just lather that on there. Oh, that's good stuff. Maybe even just a little bit more. A little bit more. There we are, bam. So we're just gonna wait for it to crisp up a little bit and then we'll get the mango in there and get the coconut cream in there as well. There we are. Flip it over. What I'll do before I get the mango in is I might get a bit of this coconut cream going in there. Get that all up over there. And we're going to turn the heat down a little bit as well. Oh, that coconut cream is dripping. Oh, that looks real cinematic, that. Alright, time for the mango to go in. Couple mangoes on there. I actually kind of feel like I want some mango. That's nearly ready. Let that coconut cream soak in a little bit there, and the mango do its job. We're going to be serving it with some rice. Alright, I reckon that's ready for serving. Try and halve that. Look at that. Might even get a mango on top of that as well. Well, there it is. Keen's curry powder, mango, coconut cream, rice, Spanish flag. Looks unreal. I'm gonna smash that, I'm starving. All right, let's give it a tester. That's actually pretty good. Not the best cooked, but recipe's not too hard, and boys will tuck into it and have a good feed. We're just about to leave this blue hole now. It was an absolutely great anchorage here. Stunning spot. We got a few fish. Didn't end up getting that big jack I was after, but I'll be back for it. We had a great supper last night. We're going to keep traveling through these islands. We're coming near the end of the trip. Going to be dropping Dad off and picking up one of the other boys as we end up making our way from One Arm Point all the way down through to Broome. On our journey back, we spent my 21st birthday in the luxury of the Kimberley's finest freshwater swimming holes, and I truly couldn't have asked for a better way to have celebrated the occasion. We're currently about to head through Whirlpool Pass, which Malcolm used to come through quite often, and he'd come through when there's raging whirlpools everywhere. It's on the bottom of the tide at the moment, but it's just incredible. It goes to show it can go from so flat to, in a few hours, just raging water when you probably wouldn't want to take the boat through here. Wow, that's the end of the trip. 7 days up taking this boat back to the Buccaneer. We had an absolutely incredible time, you know, from getting caught on the rocks at the back of a river to going to the back of Walcott Inlet to fishing in a blue hole. It was absolutely incredible. It's certainly not going to be the last adventure. It's only the start, but my boat's floating away. I've got to go and get it. Jeez. Oh well.